Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time has come to Sigmar Park. This is the home of the Blazing Marauders, and they will be playing the Sewer Water Sallies. Here we have the Blazing Marauders, the all-human team. Ironically, they are the only ones not being played by humans in this tournament. They are being played by the AI. And in the booth today, I am the only human that will be speaking with you. Jamie is on hiatus. And anyway, so there we have our human team along with a goblin. Alright, so they have a star player who's a goblin and a halfling with a mighty belly there. That looks a little bit like my belly here. I'm going to have my drink here. Here you can see the Sewer Water Sallies. They're challengers. They are going to be the Ratmen facing them. So watch for the humans probably leaving out some rat poison to try to get rid of them. Or maybe some traps or something like that. Anyway, they will also need raid to get rid of all those flies around them. Alright, so here we go for the coin toss. Let's take a look to see how it goes. We get sun or skull. The goblin won't tell us. Alright, so it looks like the Skaven are going to be kicking off here. So, alright. And the humans look like, actually the Skaven have all of their gutter runners in the middle. Yeah, there's the kicker. They actually have a kicker, somebody who is dedicated to just kicking. So they're pretty good at this, and they kick it really well way back here into the back right field. The humans have an all along the line there, with their star players way over on the flanks, and only two players back, but only one is still there. The other one has gone forward. And it looks like it's kind of an interesting combo here, is that they're really doubling up on the one in the middle, and then these over here on the side, so it looks like the humans will probably make a push on the right side. As Sure Hands goes in there, it's Eberrolli. Eberrolli. Oh, Eberrolf. Looks like the guy's name is. Picks up the ball. They're gonna go after. Nope. They're gonna go after this guy, Logan. Now, for a second, I thought they'd go after the Rat Ogre, but that wouldn't be very wise of humans to go after a Rat Ogre. So they stunned Logan. They stunned me as well. That's what they went after. Actually, no. This does make sense. Although look how oh, what do you call it? They looks like they're home decorating there. They've got their, they're very even. That's the words I'm looking for. Actually, I was looking for other words, but I'm going to just say those are the words I was looking for. Alright, so now they've made a little push forward, not very far, but they have kept the ball further to the back. And the Rat Ogre going in, pushing someone around as Rat Ogres are wont to do. The Skaven are a little bit far back there. They're going to go ahead and try to knock some of these guys around on our right side, their left. And bitch slap to the chest. Knock one of them down. It looks like, yeah, the humans don't have much of a way to get over on the right. They might have to switch over here to the left. But for the moment, Skaven are shifting over to that side. Doing a little bit more of a zone defense. They are not getting, for the most part, they're not getting in the humans' faces. And even there, you can tell he knocked him back, but he did not follow him up because the Skaven know they are a bit fragile, and they don't want to get themselves right in the faces of the humans because humans will mess them up a bit. Okay, and so they're going to be messing around with the little guy there. And now, Rolf, what is his name again? Eberrolf goes running sort of towards the center. Looks like he's going to build a cage around himself. Pull back some of his troops to get themselves. Yeah, as they move, it sounds like they're stomp. It sounds like, here, listen to them. Wow, that sounded more grassy, but a lot of times because their armor. Chunk, 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 chunk. I'd like to see all of them running around at one time. You know, see if it sounds like stomp. Make it like to pop music or something. Oh, I thought he was going to chop up. I mean, he had a patient right there. If that was truly, if Helmut was truly a mad scientist goblin, he would have been chopping that guy up. But he wasn't. Now this guy over here is going to smack around one of the Skaven. Give him a good old uppercut. And Baldy is injured by the halfling. little guy's gonna mess you up. Alright, then the humans are gonna pull back a little bit, and they have their cage, they have their defense, and it looks like they're gonna kind of go around the center. Now, what's his name there? Beethoven is wisely pulling away from the Chainsaw Marauder there. Quite literally Chainsaw Marauder, because this is the Blazing Marauders. Yeah, so. Oh man, who is that that's getting messed up again? Jekyll. I think Jekyll needs to hide. See what I did there? That was pretty good. Yeah, what? Oh, I guess I don't have anybody in the booth here to bug. Now Spot has been injured. I'm missing all these injuries because I'm making bad, stupid jokes. But I do find it interesting that Jekyll gets up, gets beaten down by the Rat Ogre. It's just, that's the stomp song they should do. I get knocked down by Rat Ogre, but I get up again, and then you won't keep me down, and I'm gonna do this with the beat of my trash can lids. Okay, I'm not very good at that, am I? Alright, here comes another. Okay, well, it doesn't look like they're gonna complete the cage, but then again, you can tell they have, like, all this guarded, and it'd be very difficult for any of the Skaven to get through. But you know, those Skaven can be quite tricky. They aren't a goblin or a halfling, but their gutter runners can be quite tricky in slipping through. But right now, as you can see, it'd be hard for them to slip through there, hard to slip through here. Just the zones of control are very, very well done. And yeah, once again, that the Chainsaw Marauder is getting in the way. And gonna go in and take down Salacious. Another uppercut. You're not gonna keep me down. You knock me down with your uppercuts. You're never gonna keep me down because I'm gonna run into your face because I am a gutter runner, and nobody's like standing right next to me, so I can stand here, and you'd have to use up a what is that called? A blitz action like he's using right now. Wasn't that lyrics? That is what the Skaven think of my singing. I'd probably better shut up, or that's going to be me. Oh, yeah, alright, gonna get around. Probably trying to get enough onto this Chainsaw Marauder. If I was them, I would want to have as much around that thing as possible to try to knock it down. But yeah, they're not going to knock it down right now. I mean, they do only have a gutter runner in Demetrius, and he's not going to be particularly strong, so now they just provided more targets for him. And here we go for more of knocking around Jekyll. And takes him down to the ground. This has become a very amusing part of the game too. It's just like this big duel, except instead of it being the two fighting like the human hero versus the evil Rat Ogre, it's just become a basically Rat Ogre beating up on the human, and that's very amusing. It's not a competition of who's going to win so much as it's a let's see how much Jekyll can take before he's killed. And that's fun. That's always the best part of Blood Bowl. It puts the blood in the bowl. And now here comes the blitz. And down, but not out. Logan is down. Now here comes around their star halfling, Puggy. I'm making a little bit of ground, but not a lot. And just going to put somebody up in the face of Salacious. But they should know gutter runners are not stopped that easy. And they apparently do, because they're putting somebody else up there. Not blocking extremely well, but doing enough. And, oh, wow, I thought that was going to come from Helmet. Let's see what Helmet does. The chainsaw finally gets used, but cannot get through the Riddler's armor. He's just like, riddle me this. Why can't you saw through my armor? Okay, and now here comes the blitz coming into the guy's back. Apparently that other guy was looking the other way, looking at one of the maidens in the audience. Did not see Stitch coming up behind him. Going, yes. I cannot do Stitch's voice. Anyway. Knocking in the front. Oh, Gutter Runner actually going on the attack. That doesn't happen very often. They're not always that great, but I guess then again it is a catcher, so they're not as well armored themselves. And now they're going after, and they take down Helmut, stunning him. So he's not out, but he's going to be down for a little bit. Meanwhile, the Skaven are now going to make themselves... oh, and my favorite part of the game... And it always seems to be one knocking back, and then one actual knockdown. It's like he's torturing. He's just playing. He's playing with his food. Don't you know, Snowball, you should not play with your food. Alright, Blazing Marauders. They're up now. They're gonna start knocking him around. See if they can puncture through this hole. Or through this wall. There is kind of a strong kind of hex or checkerboard wall here. And yeah, they're taking one after the other. Pushing back Salacious. Now they can't go forward, but they certainly... Stitch is KO'd, so he's not going to be up there. So now there's a bit of room for the runner to go running around the side. In fact, he's now doing his turn. Oh, but he's tripped! Was that the one with the ball? We're going to do a re-roll of that. Yeah, it was the runner with the ball. He is being faced now with Demetrius. So, he may have gotten around that wall, but he's still faced with some rocks. Logan is dead! There is a murder on the field, but the apothecary comes out there and saves his life. So, the audience is cheering. Oh no, they're booing as Logan is being helped off the field. They're booing because, well, he didn't die. What do you think, this is football? They're not going to cheer for him making it out. They're, like, very disappointed. Anyway, so now they're building a wall. So to keep Demetrius out, because you know Demetrius, he's an immigrant, and look at these guys. They got an orange helmet, the orange hair up there. So he's just standing back there, going, "Okay, all of you, I want this wall. You're gonna have this wall up there. You're not gonna let any of these other people through, and yeah, you're gonna make Reichland great again." All right. But the Skaven are not going to be held back. They are going to... Oh, and they're going to go running around it just like a wall would. Haha. And so... Skaven, who cannot be stopped, they are just going to go right over there and say, "Wherever you go, there we will be too." However, they are right in their faces. So, the Blazing Marauders... they don't have to, like a lot of times you want to sort of stay a little bit back because they only get one of these actions, what they're doing right now, they only get the one blitz. But, since the Skaven are in their faces, they do not have to blitz, they can just attack whoever is in their faces, and they're doing it right now. Moving them out of the way, going, "Clear the wall, clear all the people away from me, I don't want them in my faces. Yeah, that's good what you did to Demetrius. Now, it's time for me to make my march. Okay, you've made all the space. Now it's time for me to make my walk over to the church and hold up a Bible." Alright, and now here he goes. The one with the ball, he's dodging through, makes it through one of them, and touchdown! Touchdown, Eberrolf! With that dramatic name. 1-0. Blazing Marauders in the lead. Oh, look at that. He was just like perfect and with the statue in the background there. It was just like exactly cued. Maybe it was on purpose. Wait. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got a little distracted there. Sorry about that, everybody. So, yes. I don't know what it was that was distracting me. Can't even imagine what it was. But now here we go. We have Skaven who are remaining knocked out. Oh, looked like two of them are maybe starting to come back at the end. We'll see if they decide to just play like they're unconscious or get back into the game. And Helmet is sent off. Apparently, wielding a chainsaw on the field is not allowed, which is strange. I mean, this is Blood Bowl, and you'd think it'd be, whatever causes the most amount of blood would be what they want, but not so much. All right, so the ball is now going to go to the Skaven. They have 3 plays to make a touchdown in this half before we go to halftime. There will only be 2 from Blazing Marauders. I don't know that they'll be able to get it past, but Skaven are very fast, and they might be able to make it. Let's look at the positioning they have here. The humans have the sort of a zone defense here. A few along the front there. Skaven are placing their gutter runners a little bit further back, not on the front. They're not going to try to make this in like 2 runs. They're going to give themselves a little patience, maybe see what happens, and then make a run for it. And look, they're so symmetrical here. They have just 3 there. I mean, aren't rats known for that? Aren't rats known for being symmetrical and well organized? Changing weather to nice. So yeah, I think that's the thing. I think the Skaven are just very well organized, especially this rat ogre who's gonna come in and kick their butts. Is this Jekyll again? Nope, Puggy is dead! Oh my god, I guess that's what you get when you get a rat ogre versus a little halfling. It's just, you get dead halfling. Well, we see what happens there. You might want to take a note on that, Jekyll. And now that halfling shall be dead, and we shall never think on it. Never think on him again. I mean, you know, can you imagine that? You're a star player for all these years. You build up to the point where you are one of the most well-known, well-respected players, and then you die and everybody forgets about you. I mean, I think there's a little blood splatter here, and that'll be the memorial. They're not going to have, like, a, you know, tombstone for him or anything. In fact, the audience is just cheering and laughing and having a good time. Maybe they'll mince him up and, hey, he is a halfling. The halflings are known for a lot of their food. Oh! That explains the halfling chef. I understand it a lot more now. That's why one side gets more, what do you call it, more points, more rerolls, and the other team gets none. It's because one side got the good parts of the halfling, the other part got the balls and, you know, the naughty bits to eat. And yeah, usually you don't like those in the tongue, because it tastes like the halfling's tasting you back, and that's just disgusting. Oh, it's interesting. The Blazing Marauders, okay, they're attacking over here, way on the other side. Ratman, looks like what the Skaven were doing was sending one of them way out here, and then trying for the rest of them out over here to the right, but it had the one over there as a safety. It looks like the Blazing Marauders are coming out after the Skaven safety, and a bit towards their center, but they're not even bothering with the right side, which obviously the Skaven get through. That is probably a mistake on their part, but they probably maybe could not have brought enough to bear on this side and just realized, hey, we're not going to be able to stop them, so instead we're going to stay over here in the center and the left and pull down their pants. And, oh, you mess with a rat ogre, he messes with your face. That one, Barnabas, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name. That guy tried to mess with the rat ogre, and he was having none of it. They were going to try to get revenge on him. I think that's the thing, is there's so many of them on them as revenge for, you know, killing their star player, halfling. But now, oh, the ball has been handed to Beethoven. That has been their player who's been getting the most amount of touchdowns. He's been doing super well. He gets almost to the touchdown, but does not go in all the way. I guess he probably ran out of movements or didn't want to just go for it, because he still does have one more play to do. So instead, they're going to just stay back here, beat up some of the players, and give them, and then just sort of block them, make sure that nobody can catch up. Yep, there you go, you got the blocks coming in, and so as a result, no one will be able to catch up with Beethoven, and they'll get it on the next round. And now, once again, the rat ogre. That's just fun to watch, especially because he just almost never seems to knock anybody down on the first. It's just toying with them, playing with them. Oh, and they managed to trip a gutter runner. That's not particularly often that you see that. But all right. Now we go to the Blazing Marauders. And as expected, they're not even going after the runner. They're just going after everybody else. They're like, all right, let's see who we can injure so they can't come back to the next half. Here comes the blitz down here. And gonna take down Demetrius. And lightning bolts all across. It's like I think what happened is the Flash came running through. And there we go. Touchdown, Beethoven. The score comes 1-1 at the end of the half. And for some reason, the Skaven have they have the same cheerleaders. They probably just got the Blazing Marauder cheerleaders out there and were like, go, dance for us. And they're like, all right, whatever, because you can see the dead look in their face. They're just like, why am I here? All right, so we're going to halftime. Let's go to Howard Cosell. Howard? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the halftime catch-up for the Coronabowl. Zombie Beyonce and Goblin Shakira will be out shaking their stuff in a moment. But first, let's see what's happening in the other games. At the Thunderdome, where it's dying time all the time, we have the Bartertown Beastmen versus Throat Rip. It's a regular blossom of pink, with the two teams almost indistinguishable between their apoplectic appearance and their dainty duds. The Beastmen get the ball first, but fumble their chances at an early score. Throat Rip gets their hands on the ball and pass it beyond the line where Galtrack runs it in for a TD. Won't his ailing mother be proud? The first half ends with no more scores, but in the second half, the beloved beatific Bartertown Beastmen get it into the hands of Master Blaster, who beats down anyone in his way with a wonderful act of gymnastics and goes in for the touchdown. It is now tied 1-1, and on the kickoff, it is Throat Rip's turn to fumble the ball, and the Beastmen beat up a small goblin to get back possession, and the Collector takes it in for a TD. Throat Rip is unable to answer, and the game ends 2-1 Bartertown. Over to Nefertitihi. Finger Bones is taking on the Pygmy All-Stars. The ball is kicked off shallow to one side, and Pebble Leaper runs it into enemy territory. He is intercepted near the end zone by the headstrong hobbits, and the ball falls into their hands. Trying to run it back, they get stalled at the halfway point. On to the second half, the pugnacious pygmies get the ball and steadily move down the field until Largo Twin Toes scores the only goal in the game on the very last turn. Just like last game, and he celebrates it with a Beastman leg. Then to Beyond Dead Stadium, where we see Never Tomorrow versus leaders of the pack. The Goblins get it first and pogo their way down the right side of the field. Pinning down their opponents in the middle, Richard Stickson is able to bounce his way along the sideline and weasel his way in like it's the Watergate Hotel. Kicking it off, the ball lands in the backfield, picked up by Herc Mortis, who runs it along their left, and he barely escapes Tricky Dick to get a touchdown. The game is now tied. On to the second half, and the ball goes to Never Tomorrow, who again gets it into the hands of Herc Mortis, this time on the right side. Blocked there, he switches to the left, and the goblins surround Herc. Trying to slip out, he gets past two goblins, but the third trips him, and the ball bounces into their possession. Ratzil is taken down, and the ball flies into the crowd, who throws it out deep into goblin territory, where Argyle the Faithless picks it up. However, Richard Stickson isn't finished. Just when you think his career is over, Tricky Dick shows up and he takes down the ball carrier, getting it himself and bouncing down the field. And on the last turn, he tosses it to Teddy Nose of Felt, who catches it in the end zone, making the final score 2-1. And finally, there is Stabby Scabby versus Super Cuddle Squad at the Septic Wound. Cuddle Squad gets it first and puts the ball into the hands of Little Tickler. He finds an opening on the right and rushes down it. Stabby Scabby is unable to answer the rest of the half, and in the second half they begin down the middle. But the ball is fumbled and bounces down the field out of control. So the game ends 1-0, Super Cuddle Squad victorious. And by the way, we noticed that Jeff MacArthur was at the game. Doesn't it look like he is having fun? Back to you in the booth. Alright, and we're back with the dead and the injured. Yes, that is our news. That's a real soap opera for Blood Bowl. Welcome to the dead and the injured. Alright, and actually, you know what, I think the models in that are about the same weight. They're pretty much the same skinniness. Okay, so now we have Blazing Marauders. I believe it's going to be kicked off to the Skaven, isn't it? Yes, it's correct. And so I guess the Blazing Marauders know how to handle the Skaven. They're going to go into this zone defense. Do the Skaven have the full 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? They have 10 players instead of the 11. So, alright, here we go for the kickoff. And there is a riot. They're going to lose a turn. This game is going to be a little bit less time as they're all distracted with the riot. I don't know why they'd be distracted with that. I think particularly Skaven would be like, yeah, well, that's what it was. They all got involved in the riot, went around, threw a bunch of things around, hit people, and so, yeah, makes sense. Alright, so they're going to start it off with, well done, with the Rat Ogre, not even playing around with his food anymore, just knocking Jekyll down. I mean, they've got that long rivalry. He's like, hey, we already know this game. Let's just cut to it. And make some more holes there. And it looks like on the right side, there's going to be some room. However, the ball's over there on the left. And you can always tell when a gutter runner goes next to somebody, they're going to be the next target. It's kind of like that cat who used to go down to the nursing home and hang out with whoever was going to die next. Alright. And who's that? It's the Riddler? Alright, then now they have a little bit of space over on that side, but of course, the Skaven keeping their space, keeping their room, keeping some space from their opponents. Oh, but they're running down the left. I'm sort of surprised. I thought because they had so much damage there on the right, they'd go over there, but instead they're going to at least make a bit of a run over here on the left. And it is, Urquhart is KO'd. The two both went down, but the humans got the worst end of that. That's actually surprising, because usually it's the Skaven who have the worst end of those deals. But anyway, alright, now we go to Blazing Marauders, heading on over here to try to stop the run. And there's a little bit of a gap. Well, let's see, is it a gap? No, okay, there's the zones of control there, so they're not going to be able to get through. Especially because you have a lounging rat right over there. It's interesting, they have a Dimitri and a Demetrius. It sounds like the Skaven just aren't very original with their names. Alright. And gonna beat them over on the opposite side. Comes over to Sewer Water Sallies. Actually, I should do the view from up here. Camera person's a little bit drunk here, so you're just gonna have to ignore it. I guess you can't really ignore the camera work, seeing as that's literally how you're watching the game. Let's see, but yeah, I'm kind of trying to keep up with what they're doing. Oh, now the Skaven are switching to the right. I saw them doing a lot of things over on the right, and I'm like, okay, that's nice, but what are they doing with that? And it's a pass to Slinky. Slinky has it, he has got it, and he's gonna go run around, and now the camera's just gonna stay on the grass. Okay, Slinky has run almost to the touchdown, gonna run a little further, and touchdown! It's touchdown Beethoven. Okay, I didn't see who for some reason I thought someone else had it. Anyway, I guess the camera was gone. But anyway, that just shows you how fast the Skaven can be. They really are able to, you just will think, okay, well, this is going to be a couple plays away before they get there. And they'll just, next thing you know, they're on the other side. Wow, what a play. All right, so now we are getting ready for the kickoff. That was really, really well done. All right, here we go. Now the Sewer Water Sallies are setting up. Looks like, all right, they're going to sort of be back. They do have the lead now. All they need to do is keep the Blazing Marauders from scoring, and they've won this game. So it looks like they're going to play it cautiously. They're not playing very close to the line. They're just going to stay back and see how far they can get. Yeah, they are really playing themselves further back. I mean, again, Skaven can switch to wherever they need to go. And Blazing Marauders have not been very switched off very much in this game. For the most part, it's oftentimes looking the same. But once again, actually, this is going to be a drive that really... Oh, in the perfect defense, so the Skaven are going to be able to even switch themselves around to even have those people who are up at the front not be connected with anybody. Although the Rat Ogre is going to be connected... Once again, with Jekyll, his nemesis this game. Although, the rare mistake by Stitch the kicker, the ball went out of bounds. All right, well, just goes perfectly into Jeroen Rosolver. Gives him a few more yards to move, but it wasn't a surprise he picked it up. The humans are pretty good at picking the balls up. Humans are pretty good at grabbing balls. It makes sense. Alright, well, this is an interesting choice. They are running to the right, but attacking to the left. I guess they really want that Rat Ogre down. They want... It's revenge. It's revenge for... Oh, I forgot his name. I mean, that's the thing that happens in Blood Bowl. You dedicate your whole life to it. You give your life to it. And you sacrifice for it. And yet when you die, they just don't even remember. It's like, oh, yeah, those who? What guy? They just some short halfling fella. Man, they're really doubling up on these guys. They really want to mess them up, and they are messing up. Logan is stunned. Going to take down the Rat Ogre. No, they're just going to push him back. I mean, I keep saying him. I guess they could be hers, but I refuse to look under these skirts, especially of the Skaven. That's not something I want to learn too much about. Alright, and so now they are running up to, again, double up on this player here. Going in for... Oh, it looks like they could have actually gone in for the Blitz, but instead are going after this guy, or at least they could have knocked him down by one of the others. But instead they're using the Blitz on that guy. That might be a mistake on their part. But at least they're going to get into the face of Goran. Get into Goran's face. Actually, that was like a curse word in Firefly. Getting into his Goran face. And... boom. That was a little delayed reaction on my part. I'm getting a little drunk. You just gotta ignore... Oh! And looks like that Skaven's getting a little drunk. Can't quite stay up. Not gonna use a reroll. Demetrius is dead! He slipped and broke his neck. Oh my god, that was an experienced player, has been around for a while, and there is no apothecary to save him. Demetrius, one of the star players of the Sewer Water Sallies. They wouldn't even use a reroll on him. That is just how cold and heartless this game is. They would rather you die than sacrifice. I mean, but then again, they might need that reroll for later to win the game, and, you know, what's more important, one of your players' lives, or, you know, winning the game. So... I'm sure that Demetrius will be avenged by them winning this game. It will be all in Demetrius's honor. Uh-oh, and the run is going up the center. It looks like Goran Russelver. It looks like the Blazing Marauders might actually be able to get to the end zone, but you do have a couple of people further back, Beethoven, Riddler, back here to stop them. And they're going to need to, or I think that Demetrius is going to be very, very put out from Rat Heaven or Rat Hell or wherever he has gone. Quite disappointed. Oh, and a dodge did not quite work. Sallies was trying to get in there to get right in front of the ball carrier, but did not see the player. I think that they've not quite seen everything around them. They kind of thought this game was won, but, and so they're getting a little bit sloppy here, and as a result, because I've seen a couple of moves they could have made, but they didn't, and this has rather cost them. And now they're going to be knocking back one of the players. Well, I mean, at least you can say this for them now. At least they're not dead. And here it goes! The runner, Goran is... I gotta remember that name because it's, it's easy to remember. It's a freaking curse word. Anyway, Goran ran through the middle, is going through to the right, and is now within range of the end zone. The Sewer Water Sallies are really... Now, Dimitri is the one I was saying. I guess maybe that's why they named another one. Maybe somebody knew Demetrius was not long for this world, and so they named one with the shorter name, the shortened version of it. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be, the Sewer Water Sallies are really going to have to be on their game to be able to catch up. Alright, what are they going to do? Yeah, they are going to run their gutter runner up there to try to get in the way, and this time he is not doing his social distancing. Salacious, getting right in the way. Next one's getting right in the way, so it's going to be harder. Ratman is on the left side of him. And here comes the Blitz, coming in from the back. And it is a hit. The ball is going to be knocked out of Goran's hands. As he's going down, he's like, oh, the Goran rat. Oh, but that's sort of tricky because it would be hard for that Blitz to continue moving. Oh, and as somebody goes for it, he cannot quite make it. One of the other gutter runners, this is where the reroll goes. And that wasn't even useful. They could have used it to save Demetrius' life, but instead they saved it for a time when it was completely useless. Well, aren't they glad that they saved that and didn't save their player, but instead preserved it for the completely useless time. So, Demetrius' life was in vain, or death was in vain. Well, not necessarily. If they win this game, it could still be for something, maybe? There's at least a sacrifice for something. We shall see. Oh, but here comes one of the players, has now picked it up. Our boat cannot keep the ball. They're going to use a reroll. And he holds on to it. He's free and clear from any Skaven, but he's not going to run all the way. He could do it with a go for it action, but he's like, nope, I'm playing conservatively. Oh, Snowball is injured. They're just, wow. The humans are no longer messing around. They're like, screw this. We're tired of all these mother effing rats on this mother effing pitch. And, oh, yeah, well, it's interesting. They'll do a go for it with the guy running up to guard the runner, but not with the runner himself. Some of the choices in this game have been rather questionable. But, anyway, we still have a few plays left in this game, so... Ooh. A few games left of just trying to exterminate the rats here. This is looking a little like Watership Down, and except with rats instead of bunnies. Alright, Skaven are trying to get around the runner. Surrounding him on all these different sides, and then finally... Oh man, just gonna surround him, not even gonna try to tackle him. I mean, I guess that is gutter runners, and gutter runners usually aren't quite as good as... Alright, here's the passer. He is gonna go, and he has actually managed to make it. He's going to go over there to the side. And man, they're doing well at dodging at this point. You can at least say that for them. They have really got the runner cornered there. They remember the Skaven do not need to score again. They just need to keep them from scoring, and they win the game. Who is this now that has the bar? Harkot Hoffenmeister. With he looks like a pirate with the one eye. Of course, I don't know why people with an eye patch it just automatically go to pirate. I mean, why even pirates would all have the eye patch? But anyway, all right. Oh, and he manages to get out of all of them, and he doesn't even go in for a touchdown. He goes back, he hands it off to another person, to Otto Soren, who runs around to the side and runs in for a touchdown. Dives for some reason, because even though no one's going for him. Otto Soren with the umlauts. He has got a touchdown. Oh my goodness, here I am sounding, I'm dropping into Irish there. Into a touchdown. Oi, lady. I'm a German Irish. I don't know. I'm not even sure what accent that is. It's fantasy. Yeah, hey, these characters are fantasy. I can make whatever accent I want. If I screw up an accent, it's just because it's fantasy. It's a different world. Shut up! Alright, so now everybody's getting themselves set up. How many plays do we have left? It's till the end of the game. There's not going to be enough to get a touchdown. So this is going to be the last play. This is going to be the final score. It's going to be tied 2-2. So there's really no excitement anymore. I don't know why you're still watching. There's just literally nothing that can be done. It's nothing now. He can pick it up, get a few points. Congratulations, he'll throw it. So now that guy has it. Okay. Now he'll go like, be friendly. I also am happy. I am going to pass it to this person. Here, have this hot potato. I shall take the hot potato, and I shall be happy for it. And then goes to the humans. And they're going to run around, but... Oh, yeah, you notice the red ogre's gone, so there's nothing can happen there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the Skaven in the game with 7 players. Yeah, that's sometimes a competition. That's like a drinking game you can do is... first of all, drink every time a Skaven is knocked out, or basically taken out of the game. But also, try to take bets on how many players the Skaven will have at the end, because they usually will have a lot knocked out. Basically, the Skaven and the Goblins. And yeah, oh, and they're going to go in and try to take down the ball player here. Oh, and the ball player's going to knock him down. That is a good way to go out. Oh, no, they're going to re-roll it and knock him back. That is not such a great way to go out. That's a boring way to go out. Boo! Better way to go out would have been for somebody to die. This is Blood Bowl. No blood, no foul. And then, even when there is blood, it's no foul. Alright, oh, now I understand. Now I get why you've stayed with us at this point. Because there is more violence to be had. And yes, if you're a Blood Bowl fan, this is what you come for. So, you might as well just have your fill. And, yeah. And you've just been filled in. I love your faces. And that's the end of the game. Well, that is it. 2-2. Blazing Marauders versus Sewer Water Sallies. But Blazing Marauders, their MVP was Night Adver. And the Sewer Water Sallies was Salacious. Here will be your statistics for all of you obsessive people. You can pause to take a look at it. Stop listening to my voice. And wow, it looks like the Blazing Marauders got a lot more SPP out of this. And there's the dice rolls. Alright, well that'll do it for us here. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to continue watching all of these, all of this from this particular series, because this is going to be an ongoing competition till the end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and happy gaming, everybody. Howard Cosell here to remind you to make Nuffle happy and press that like button below. Go ahead and thumb us. We like that sort of thing. Also subscribe to see more nonsense and tell all your friends about how great this show is. And finally, tell us what you thought of the game and what the teams should have done differently. Until next time, happy gaming, everybody!